all-around player. She has really good hands. She has really good touch and feel. She can also have really good passing shots, but I think, you know, what may give Kiora a little trouble is how much Catherine comes in the net and kind of suffocates you and puts pressure on you. That's when Catherine's playing her best game. But you know, if Kiora can kind of sit on that baseline and use her power and kind of keep Catherine back, that's going to probably be the strategy for her.
Great depth there on the return. Such a key part of the game at this point. But Kiora had to battle yesterday against Georgia Johnson. It was a 3-gamer. Dropped the first 11-2. Got tight in the second late. She pulled it out and took it in 3.
Point.
Yeah, conditions yesterday were super tough. 15 to 20 mile an hour winds.
1-1.
You're very lucky to be able to play on center court yesterday. You know, we kind of have a little bit of wind screens in here, and you're kind of away from the elements when you're outside. I mean, it was pretty brutal out there.
2-1.
Nice ball to the corner with pace. The other thing that's underrated is the foot speed of Kiora. She covers the court so well. Shovels it just deep. Not the tallest player, but one of the quickest.
And youth is definitely nice. 18 years old. I don't think she has any knee pain or you know, foot pain. I think she's doing pretty well.
Nice counter. Has more of a loopier swing too, which was chatting with a couple of singles ladies. It's harder to read sometimes with that unconventional stroke.
Yeah, it's definitely higher take back. I've not really seen a backhand like that. Kind of she takes it back high and kind of with an open face, but it's kind of all momentum at that point.
Nice touch. How about that get on the ATP full stretch? Catherine gets back. What a point. Dynamic on both sides.
Yeah, we were just talking about that speed from Kiora. I mean, that was a pretty crazy angle from Catherine, but she got there no problem.
1-3.
Catherine able to finish that one off, though.
Nice.
Wow. Side out.
What's the degree of difficulty of that shot? Running to your right, somebody's closing to the net ahead of you. Yeah,
I mean, it's not easy. You kind of have to make a split-second decision of whether you're going line or cross. Cross is sometimes the easier one. You could even take pace off, and it's gonna drop naturally, kind of away from your opponent at the net. You know, her technique is really interesting for me. You know, she does take that really big kind of open face backswing. I think it really helps her, gets her a lot of power. The only way that I see that she could struggle with that, if she has maybe, you know, playing someone bigger hitter and kind of takes time away from her, she kind of needs time to wind up and make contact. But I think she prepares pretty well, and she's able to, just like that on that backhand, she didn't take a big swing there. She's able to adjust and make a smaller backswing.
What a play from the young Kiora Kunimoto.
Transitioning over, we were the first, you know, active pro tennis players to stop and switch to pickleball. But you know, it's really interesting. Now we're starting to see kids kind of going away from tennis and specializing in pickleball at a young age, you know, 12, 13, 14, just like Annalie Waters started to do. And I think that's pretty scary, honestly, because, you know, this next wave of players in the next 2, 3, 4 years, they're all going to be veterans of the sport, you know, with 5 years, 6 years of pickleball under their belt, and they're only going to be 18 years old. So, and they're all just starting. I think it's a massive thing just starting with pickleball. You don't have to unlearn any tennis. Tennis helps, but the earlier you can play pickleball and kind of learn the feel and touch, the better.
Ooh, just back. Not to mention the logistics Kiora has. I think she's thinking about making a move, but traveling from the big island of Hawaii, that's where her home base is right now. Training primarily with her father, Randy, back home, and some of the high-level guys back in Hawaii. Now a hotbed for pro talent.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. You know, you see a lot of players have moved to Boca or that kind of area of Florida. There's probably 20 of the top 30 players all there, and just crazy amount of practice partners. Same with Austin, Texas. You know, we're only an hour away from there. We drive up there quite a bit. But you definitely need to be playing with, you know, the top players to kind of improve your game and really step it up and get used to that kind of high level.
Another look at this touch down the line on the backhand wing.
Yeah, originally, Catherine called that out, but
6-2.
quickly made the change to in.
Side out.
As far as ranking goes, Yates, where do you see Kiora landing end of this season? What would be your prediction, wearing the 18th seed now? But
you know,
love to get your thoughts on that.
I think from just where they're at right now, where she's at, and her success, if she can just kind of keep that rolling, I mean, I have no trouble saying she'll be top 10 at least. You know, it might be tough with the number of tournaments left in the first half of the year before MLP starts. But I'd say at least by fall she's gonna be, you know, pretty high up there.
3-6.
By the end of 2026, I agree with you. Little high. Parenteau thought about leaving it, maybe should have there, but yeah, you have Paris Todd dropping out of singles, announcing her retirement in Minnesota, at least for a little while.
6-3.
Whoa.
ATP. Oh, she gets there and throws it in the net. What a point for Catherine Parenteau. How about this sequence of events? Yates, what'd you see?
Unbelievable. Insane angle from Kiora there to get that backhand. Good effort from Catherine to kind of recover from that and get that volley down. That's one of Catherine's better shots, and she's used it quite a bit already in this match, that backhand drop volley. Kiora's got to be careful with that one, you know, with that high swing. As you're coming to the net, you got to get it shorter and shorter. So I think, you know, when she's running up to the net and she has too high of a swing, now you have to think about decelling to get the ball in instead of just starting that paddle right below the ball. I think if she can kind of make that adjustment, she'll just be doing just fine there.
Nice. Oh,
just wide.
The mental resiliency, though, at just 18 also has impressed me this week of the sample size we've seen of Kiora this event. She's been pushed tight in games, stays within herself, stays composed. Cross-court pass again as Parenteau looks to close.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking that take back now. I mean, I thought she was going line there.
What made you think that it was going line?
Just because when she takes a high ball like that and she turns her body, it kind of disguises where you're going. You can either turn off of it and go cross like she did, or stay turned and keep it line. Kind of like with that high backswing, and if you get there with the legs, it kind of freezes your opponent. They kind of have to make a guess at that point.
Wow. Stripes it.
Yeah, and going back to her demeanor, I mean, she's pretty soft-spoken. I think she's pretty quiet, but she's confident. You know, I mean, it's really impressive to see. They will die for every single point. It's almost like the Futures Tour in tennis, where, you know, you're playing just in the middle of nowhere.
Oh man. Catherine Parenteau escapes one there, takes the serve back. Yeah, you lived that life, Yates. Fill us in on what that was like and how it compares to here.
A lot of travel, a lot of hotel rooms in the middle of nowhere in Europe, and, you know, different country every week, and you're just grinding for a couple points here and there to try to get your ranking up.
What an approach for Catherine. Keeps it to the middle that time off an angle Kunimoto gave to her.
Yeah, Kunimoto's doing a great job of kind of pressuring Catherine, using her power, keeping her back. Like I said, Catherine's the most dangerous when she comes in the net.
Oh, man, such a casual shot from Catherine Parenteau. What a gift from Kunimoto. Doesn't count, but wow, the defense is there too. Another look at it. I mean,
good effort from Kiora to get that ball barely over.
Parenteau smoked that one. Off the tape and deep. Parenteau's got a busy day ahead. We'll be out with Gabe Tardio and mixed against Megan Dazan and Eric Onsens. Nice ball for Kiora Kunimoto, finding the corner, 2 points away from taking the first. Parenteau also has women's doubles with Rachel Rohrabacher today against Judith Castillo and Jeannie Irokina. That'll be on center later on today.
Side out.
So when Parenteau closes first, I'd be curious to know any adjustments he suggests for Kunimoto to funnel things in her direction.
Yeah, I think, you know, obviously Kiora needs to hit that return a little deeper, try to keep Catherine back. If Catherine does come to the net, you know, kind of ripping it right at her. If you don't have a place to go, you go right at them and see, kind of adjust for that next shot. But I think Catherine's backhand is she can do a little bit more with it. She can cut it, she can drop shot, she can push you back. I think Kiora has had some good success that she can find that forehand and go to Catherine's forehand on that right side.
9-6. Point.
Tough miss there.
Game point.
Point, game, timeout.
And Kiora Kunimoto takes game one, 11-6. We'll see if Catherine Parenteau is the next victim on the list for Kiora Kunimoto as she looks to break into the top 10 this year. We'll be right back.
And actually her slice was what kind of helped her when she was against the wind, because you couldn't really do much.
Love that. Just wide for Kunimoto, a game away from knocking off Catherine Parenteau. And I'd also love to get your thoughts here later on Jeannie Bouchard. You were at her bench last weekend's final, looking to make another run for it here in Mesa. Nice.
Yeah, you know, Kate Coralie warmed Jeannie up and just sat on her bench to try to help her out, get her first gold. You know, again, the wind was pretty crazy that day, and I mean, there was just errors all over the place. You know, the ball's not really where you think it's ever going to be. Caitlin did an amazing job of kind of, you know, dealing with it, maybe a little bit better. A little bit too many errors from Jeannie, but I mean, great effort for making the final that week. She's been playing better and better.
Yeah, she has.
0-1.
Nice pressure from Parenteau. So let's discuss Parenteau. You dropped the first game on a couple of errors. What's the discussion like on this bench?
You know, I think she's going to keep being aggressive, keep getting to the net. I think maybe she's going to start changing up her spots of where she comes in. Maybe attack more towards the middle, so it kind of takes the angle away from Kiora.
Oh, what a shot, what a gift for Parenteau. Maybe a mishit, apologizes for that.
She honestly should have maybe let that come back a little more and hit the crossbar, which would have been a replay point. It was pretty close.
Yes.
great attack by Kiora. I think if she
Side
could
out.
start coming in
Time
even
out. We have
more
a challenge to see if
and
the ball
pressuring
landed
Catherine,
prior to
kind of
being
playing her
returned.
own game against her,
Proceed with
that
video
could be
review.
pretty dangerous.
A formidable
After
force.
review, the rally stands. The ball was in. Loss of challenge. No free challenge remaining. One free challenge remaining. We were to play at side out 0-1.
Oh, wow.
Confirmed ball in. All right. Zane Ford and Hunter
in.
Johnson will square
0-1.
off later on today on an outer court. We'll get the inside scoop here in a minute.
Side out.
Drop volley is not always effective against Kiora, but Catherine is finding the perfect time to do that. Keeping her deep, then
1-0.
Yeah, I think
dropping them in.
It's one thing that Kiora could do maybe a little bit better is using a little bit more touch up there. You don't have to put topspin on it. Maybe slice, maybe play a little cat and mouse, you know, maybe hit a dink cross court. Talking about her big backswing before, maybe that's what she could start working on is just that touch and just shortening it up when she gets up there. Because it's evident that Catherine, kind of that's what she's comfortable at is her cat and mouse and her touch. And I think she's just going to keep using that backhand drop volley a lot.
1-0. Point.
Nice spot for CP.
Kind of we notice again there, if you notice that big backswing kind of got her in trouble
2-0.
there. I think that's what Catherine is noticing is just she's going to keep bringing her in and getting her short.
Ooh,
Point.
what a volley from Catherine Parenteau. Almost out of reach. Make it 3-0 for the veteran.
3-0.
Oh, she played it. Thought that one was deep.
Wow.
Side out.
Gets there instead.
Do
you think that one was deep, or am I
think it might
seeing
skipped right off that line.
Okay.
Kind of notice how it bounced, kind of skipped
0-3.
through the baseline.
Point.
Deep serve. That's kind of what Kiora's got to keep doing is the
1-3.
deeper that ball can go, the better. You got to keep Catherine back.
Put some
Side out.
loop on that serve as well. Ball was called out by Parenteau, but deep and maybe throwing off the swing path of Parenteau a bit there was the
3-1.
intention.
Side out.
Catherine's also got to be careful about kind of
1-3.
rushing to the net. You gotta wait for that right ball to make it as effective as possible.
Point. Two, three. Hide out. Three, two.
Wow, what a read and a counter groundy down the line.
You hear Kiora roar. She wasn't introverted there.
2-3.
Wow.
I think she's made a campaign for herself with no talking here for Major League Pickleball. Oh, click off the tip.
It almost seems like Catherine is a little off balance. Usually kind of that's what her game is. She's strong in the legs, kind of, you know, is covering the court really well. It kind of seems like at the net, she's not able to read what Kiora, where she's hitting it. She's really, really disguised.
Side out.
See again there, Kiora hit a really deep ball, and Catherine's still trying to kind of
2-3.
force that that ball coming in. I think she just needs to stay on the baseline maybe a little longer.
Point. Three.
Wow.
Wow, what a point. Dynamic again. Catherine takes the net. Kunimoto finds her way out of it.
Yeah, that backhand from Kunimoto, I mean, it just got so much like shape and bend on it, and she's able to flatten it out line when she has to, but it's got so much pace.
Nice. Wow. And then when she wants to pop it, line drive low to the net. Kiora Kunimoto, a rising star, and looking to get to the quarters.
Wow.
So if this lands in favor of Kiora, how would she stack up against Annalie Waters, in your opinion, Yates?
6-3.
My goodness.
Wow.
I mean, she's not just winning, she's dominating right now.
Yeah, you know, I think if she's matched up against Annalie, I think the biggest factor will be mentally. You know, knowing that you're playing Annalie. I mean, Annalie gets a lot of balls back. She's going to be very, very aggressive. So I think if she can manage that, I mean, her shots are all there.
Wow.
I mean, she's just, what I like right now, she's breaking the pattern, right? She's not getting stuck in a backhand cross-court rally or forehand. Every single ball is changing away from Catherine. And that makes it really tough because Catherine has to, you know, get there with the legs, make a decision, hit the right ball where she wants back so that Kiora doesn't come in. Very, very tricky. Wow, another backhand line winner. That thing is on fire. Just not a lot Catherine can do right now. I mean, Kiora is playing lights out.
Ooh, had it. Covers her mouth in disgust with that one. Last push here for Catherine Parenteau, or Kiora Kunimoto. He's on her way to another upset. Big serve will help. Drop volley. She's on it and sends it out of reach. A heads-up veteran move by the 18-year-old.
Unbelievable. Catherine did a good job there of you know, not going to her wings, approaching to the middle, kind of bring her in, but Kiora's figuring it out up there closer to the net.
And just like that, match point for Kiora Kunimoto, staring down a potential matchup that I think a lot of people were circling when this draw began.
10-4.
Gosh, another one.
Clean pass for the win. Kiora Kunimoto with a walk-off winner to take it 6-4. She will meet the Nike-sponsored Annalie Waters most likely in the quarterfinals. Yates Johnson, your final impressions about the young Kiora Kunimoto.
I mean, unbelievable. That was probably one of the cleanest games I've ever seen in the second. Just kind of taking it out of Catherine's hands, just winner after winner, making her, you know, just changing direction. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. The key word of that phrase. Stay with us. We have got to discuss what just happened with Kiora from her point of view. What a finish for the 18-year-old star. She is here to stay. Yesterday it was Georgia Johnson. Today it's Catherine Parenteau. In the next round you might get Annalie Waters most likely. Has this all settled in for you yet? I know you were kind of taken back from those wins in Minnesota, but now you're validating those wins. Where are you at mentally with beating some of these best opponents in the game?
Mentally, is it working? Sorry. Mentally, I feel like I'm kind of like catching on to it. Like I finally feel like it's real, but yeah. Oh, sorry. I was talking, but I wasn't on. But wait, I forget what I said already. Mentally, I feel like it's finally starting to like settle in. I'm getting more comfortable on the court. In like the first few tournaments, I was a little bit shy and I wasn't really like as confident. But each tournament with more results, I feel like I'm getting more and more confident.
Yeah, I mean, very confident. That was unbelievable playing.
Thank you.
What was kind of the strategy, kind of going into the match, kind of during the match, going to that second game? I mean, you played lights out in the second. Were you trying to kind of keep Catherine back? What were you thinking there?
I kind of was trying to keep her back because I noticed like she does like to come up and her volleys are really great. So I wanted to keep her back and try and like beat her at the baseline. So yeah.
And Yates and I were talking up here next, tall task ahead, most likely Annalie Waters in the next meeting. That one we think comes down to the mentality. Mentally, can you stand up to the world's best? How do you mentally approach that if it is indeed Annalie Waters as far as what you'll be focusing on with your mindset?
I mean, mentally, just got to go in there thinking like there's nothing to lose. Obviously, she has a little bit more experience than I do, but I'm just going to go in there, try my best, give it my all.
Love it. Well, Kiora, congrats. Moving
Thank you so
on
much.
to the quarterfinals. A dazzling performance once again, and that is not the last of Kiora, surely.